All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here, talking real music and the real revenue apocalypse here still, and doing it in real time for a few real people just like you out there and just like me. I don't have product to show on this video. I was going to talk about Lynyrd Skynyrd and how they're going to tour for the next 100 years or something. I'm being a little sarcastic, but maybe not. Before I go there, I want to mention a band called Ghost Hounds. Ghost Hounds. I'm getting a lot of feedback about this band, and I stumbled on them really just by accident. The algorithm was very kind to the Ghost Hounds, but they're not. The same algorithm doesn't seem to be very friendly to me, but in any event, they're just putting music out there, and they're doing a really good job. Kind of a combination between the Rosington Collins Band and Blackberry Smoke. A little bit of Skynyrd in there, but they really have a great sound. And eventually I will buy some products so I can show it off here for you. But times are getting a little bit lean with the algorithm and what's been happening to me. So the record labels don't send out promos. I begged for promos and they're like, no, we don't do that anymore. We did that like 30 years ago. Come on, dude. So I'm like, it's free advertising. I'm going to show the CD. I'm going to give you a little bit of a spotlight and then people will go and buy the CD. Although if nobody's watching the videos, I guess doesn't really matter. You know, if a tree falls in the forest, is anybody there to hear it? You know, so yeah, Ghost Hounds, please check them out. They are this great band. I'm not sure where they're from. I should probably do a little bit more research. But their latest album is called Last Train to Nowhere. Last Train to Nowhere. And they're just so good. It's a great combination of sounds, and you gotta hear this to understand it. So anyway, moving on from Ghost Hounds, which should be a replacement band for the bands that you've been listening to now for the last 100 years. Gary Rosington's widow gave her blessing for Skynyrd to continue after his death. Now, this has been a theme. Remember, we heard when Gary was alive that Skynyrd would be wrapping things up pretty soon. They were all done, but they wanted to tour a little bit more. Gary's wife sealed the deal, according to Johnny Van Zant. Dale has been singing backing vocals with Skynyrd for years and years, ever since the tribute tour that brought the band back together in 1987. So when Gary died, Dale said to me, this is Dale Rosington, this is what Gary did, and he would want you guys to carry on. So now more than ever, I want to continue. Okay, Gary was out there carrying the legacy for the original guys, for Ronnie and Alan and Billy and Leon for so many years out of respect for what they did. Now I think he deserves the same kind of respect from us. All right, well, it's hard to argue with Dale Rosington, right? So Skynyrd is hitting the road, doing shows with ZZ Top, which is a pretty good double bill. And you've also got Ricky Medlock in the band. If you remember Ricky, he's been in Skynyrd forever, but he had this little band called Blackfoot. You might remember. Again, I'm dating everybody here. Hi, want to go out on a date? A date with an old geezer. So yeah, you got, you got a lot of history here. You got Blackfoot, you get Skynyrd, Rosington Collins, like I mentioned, again, go listen to Ghost Hounds. Van Zandt also says that the albums are really good, but it's the live performance that's always been the core of Skynyrd's work. He goes on to say, we're no young turkeys, no spring chickens. Yeah. More like winter chickens at this point. But what I do know is that everyone still loves getting out there and playing the music. We feel like a family. This is what's cool about Southern rock. The Southern rockers are very prideful, very proud people. I shouldn't say prideful, but they are proud people. And we all want to go out there again and really give Gary his due. So it's about giving Gary his due. And Dale is with it. Dale is all over it. So, you can't, I mean, I critique it. I'm like, when are you guys going to stop? It's just, but they're not. They're not going to stop. And it's interesting because you still have Molly Hatchet out there with also 0 original members. The Outlaws are still out there with 1 original member. That would be Henry Paul. Everybody else has either died or retired. So this is just, it's for Southern rockers. I get it. You guys are, your own breed, but we need to hear about like Blackberry Smoke. Like I mentioned them, great band. And there are a bunch of them. There is kind of this underground outlaw Southern rock movement out there where if you go search out videos, you'll find people watching and listening to this stuff. But you don't hear about it in any of the mainstream rock publications. They don't get any coverage. And the old bands get all the coverage. Now, Lynyrd Skynyrd deserves coverage here for talking about this so they could clarify, hey, we're going to be out on the road for another 50 years at least, right? Great. Excellent. I mean, this is going to be, like I said, the concept here is the orchestra will continue to play the music of the composer, the original composer. That's a tribute band. Same thing. We're playing the music of so-and-so. And everybody goes, that's outrageous. You're not the original band. Well, the original band isn't really here anymore. We got one guy in a wheelchair, and we pushed him out there, and then we pushed him back in. Think of Mick Jones from Foreigner, who only makes, the occasional appearance. And so this is going to be what this is moving forward. It is sad. There's no way around the sadness, but here we are. That's all I could say. Here we are. And Lynyrd Skynyrd, a great band, a great legacy. Nobody touches Ronnie Van Zant's vocals, all right? Nobody touches that early swagger. The band kind of morphed into a country rock band a little bit when Johnny took over versus a Southern rock band. And you can hear it in the music they've made, which isn't bad. It's the stuff that they made with Johnny isn't bad, but it's almost designed for country stations more so than Southern rock. And see, in the old days, you could play Charlie Daniels and you could play all this stuff on rock stations. Steve Earle, who played Copperhead, was it Copperhead Road? Played that on the radio. On the radio. Go listen to it. Doesn't fit into any category. That's what was great. Yeah, it's kind of Southern rock, but it's not country, but it's not straight up rock. So those are the days, people. We didn't have music segregation like we have now. Now you turn on a mainstream rock station, singer sounds like he's really mad, and he kind of sounds like Cookie Monster a little bit. And that's been the trend since September of 1991. That's been the trend. So we just ride the wave. Somebody said this is cyclical. They said, Dave, it's a cycle. I'm like, it's a pretty long cycle. I mean, we should be in the rinse portion of the cycle, but we're still agitating. So the agitation will continue, I think. I don't believe that music is ever going to desegregate and be more representative the way it used to be. And people always say, hey, we're just moving forward. Isn't this better? I'm like, no, it's not better. Again, old man yells at cloud. I know. I just... It's what I do. Folks, before I go, again, check out Ghost Towns if you have an opportunity. I don't have physical product to show you because I can't buy everything. I just can't do it. I am in a free fall when it comes to income. So I need your support, whether that be via Patreon, and the patrons are great. They've come through. I try to chat with everybody throughout the day. I run out of gas a little bit toward the end of the day, and that's when I get all these messages. I tend to be a morning person and not an evening person, so just make a little footnote. Also, if you're on YouTube and you want to do the whole YouTube membership thing, that's good. I mean, that's also $2.99 a month. I'm threatening to do members only video content. It's got to be a subject that people would want to sign up just to listen to, I'm thinking. But who knows? I might just do it because you guys are great, and I'm up to 50, I think, 50. So I need to get up to like 500. I need to set bigger goals because of what's happening with revenue. And for those of you telling me Rumble, so far I've contacted Rumble, I've made like $3.32 on Rumble. So I don't know what's going on. I don't. They say they're better and they give you a higher percentage. I think I have 600 followers or something over on Rumble. It's not working out so far. And I do political content, okay? I've got another channel, all right? And the reason I mention this is because I'm kind of doing a clean slate here. The channel is called The Warmongers, okay? It's not for everybody, but go look it up, The Warmongers. I will link it in the description of this. If you can subscribe to that channel, and we can push that channel over 1,000 quickly, and I can be monetized, and then I can see if this algorithm problem with a new channel is the same as with a channel that's been around for like 7 or 8 years. So a lot of experimentation there, a lot to take in on this one video. I want to thank people for putting up with me, because I know I can be a curmudgeon, and I tend to not like things that people are supposed to like. As far as Skynyrd goes, I love Lynyrd Skynyrd. I don't know, though, if I love this Lynyrd Skynyrd as much as I liked the original Lynyrd Skynyrd. The original just was one of those legendary bands with real swagger. They kind of mixed the Southern rock and the R&B, and it was just, they had their own groove. They weren't trying to be a country rock band. They had more soul. I like the soul. Give me more soul. Anyway, folks, thanks again. God bless everybody, and stay safe out there. It's a crazy world.